The Wheel of Fortune. Hi everybody, it's Mark here, and we're on to this card. I have mixed feelings about the Wheel of Fortune. I like the card. It usually means, for me in readings and reading for other people, that there's going to be some confluence of events that work in your favor, like a good luck opportunity, but you need to grab it. It's a slim window and soon will be gone. But my problem with the card is it often looks like this, with all of this esotericism and Anubis, Anubi, snakes, Typhon, I believe is his name, sphinxes with swords. I don't know. I'm an astrologer, and I think of the Wheel of Fortune as cycles and seasonal kind of vibes, and I just look at that and I just get nothing. I don't even get the window of opportunity thing that I was talking about earlier. It's just a fail for me in terms of what I want to see when I look at a Wheel of Fortune card. And unfortunately, a lot of Wheel of Fortune cards are like that. This would be a typical Marseille Wheel of Fortune. There's still all kinds of animals crawling up and around and down the wheel. Here's another Marseille version, same idea. Here's the Aquarian Tarot. Again, we're sort of amalgamation of the Sphinx guy into the wheel. Just too esoteric for me and not seeing what I want to see. Thoth does the same. Even one of my favorite decks, the Sheridan Douglas, it's not quite what I want to see with the Wheel of Fortune. I do like the monkey turning the wheel. I think there's something that can be said intuitively there in a reading. But overall, it's just not working for me. In the Marseille Wheel of Fortune, we start to see human figures. This one seems to have fallen off the wheel or is trying to get on the wheel. And this is sort of a half human, half non-human figure, and then an animal. So we're starting to get somewhere here. I forgot to mention my Wizard of Oz reference, which would be, I guess, the reign of the Wicked Witch of the West. Her ups and her downs, her one day you're menacing munchkins and picking the nits off your winged monkeys, and speaking of monkeys, and the next day, some gal throws a bucket of water on you and you're into the flooring. So there's your Wheel of Fortune in the Wizard of Oz, as far as I can tell. But continuing with our looking at the cards, Anna Kay does a nice turn towards what I'm looking for. I like the idea of humans on the wheel, humans up and celebrating, humans trying to get up there, and humans falling off as the wheel turns. Much more relatable than an Anubis and a snake and whatnot. So that was Anna Kay. Tarot of the Old Path does a nice job. We have a king up here. We also have someone who would be considered a pauper. So he may have his time at the top. He seems to be reaching for something, maybe reaching for his crown. There's a jester on the bottom, maybe indicating that fate is just a joke anyway. But we also have something that I like to see, which is this change of seasons in here. Like there's a time for agriculture, a time for hunting, that sort of thing. Time for life and death. So I like to see something more relatable in the card. The Connolly Wheel of Fortune is still got an angelic kind of non-human figure on the top, but we do have a human falling at the bottom. We got a first appearance of the elements of the suit. I don't think this quite gets across the elements. I know that's the intent with the animals of the fixed signs of the zodiac, but this is clear the elements of the suit. But preferably, I would like to see the seasons in the four corners. That says to me time is passing more than anything. But I do like what they have here in Latin. I reign, I have reigned, I will reign, I no longer reign. That makes for a Wheel of Fortune that I can read, and you can still have your esotericism in the middle if that's what you like. The efflorescent tarot, again, we've got now human figures. Now they're going into a lake here. So yeah, we've got something going on that I can relate to. Morgan Greer does a really good job of it. I like the hand turning the wheel. And again, we've got the celebration and the fall. Very vibrant, rich colors. Okay, so now we're going to get into some of the depictions where it's more about lady luck and game playing. So the everyday witch has got, literally a sort of a roulette wheel of a type here. What's it going to land on? Just a little too silly for me. In the slow tarot, we've got Lady Luck and she's flipping a coin. So very, very much leaning heavily on the luck aspect, which I feel is definitely an important piece of the Wheel of Fortune, but I feel it's the cycling which is more important. The Light Seers, we have again dice to gamble with, sort of roulette wheel type things that she's posing on. Just doesn't really vibe for me 100%. Now here's some sort of oddball Wheels of Fortune. This is the, it's not too oddball, this one. Tarot de Saint Croix. So we've got an angel going up, we've got a mermaid going down, the wheel in the center, these green hearts growing around it. It doesn't really give me cycling again or anything seasonal. It's hinting at something I've never seen in a Wheel of Fortune card, which is something like adaptability, like, okay, you're going up into the air now, grow some wings. You're going into the water now, grow some tail. So there's a sort of, you can't change fate, you can't change where things are headed, so you might as well adapt. So that I like about it. The Sasso Arbito, I like this version of the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, it's very different and it doesn't give me the cycles as I like to think of them, but I kind of like the idea that your fate is literally tattooed on you, let's say at birth. And I find the Wheel of Fortune is the one thing we can't change. We just have to react to what comes with the Wheel of Fortune. Now the Prisma Visions is probably the worst Wheel of Fortune I may have ever seen. We've got a peacock tangling with a snake, and then there's another snake entangled down here. Another peacock coming to the rescue. Please comment below if you understand what all that means, because I don't. The Voyager Tarot, of course, it's a jam-packed with imagery, as the Voyager always does, but they've really centered on the word fortune, and things like gold hands and all this gold around this expensive statue. So it's really heavily into the sort of money aspect of it, and it's playing down sort of this Ferris wheel in the background, and there's like a roller coaster. I would have preferred to see them more up front and center to get that cycling thing again. So now in the Fountain Tarot, we've just got this odd, abstract gyroscope kind of thing, which the person is sort of just embedded in. Again, fate is not in your own hands with this card in particular. And I actually like that than, the snakes and the sphinxes and those other things. I like the Cosmic Tarot version because it gives you this almost clockwork mechanism of the Wheel of Fortune, and it gives you all of the signs of the zodiac, which pulls in the entire year and all the seasons like I like. And we even have all the planets there too and how they all interlock. So that's kind of like looking at your astrological chart at birth, and in a way that is your fate. Now, moving into another style of depiction of the Wheel of Fortune. This one I really like. It's when they bring the fates, the Greek fates, spinning the wheel and pulling the thread and cutting the thread. I like that. I like that vibe. And it gets the message across very well. We see it again. That was the Mythic Tarot, of course. We see it again in the Spiral Tarot, same idea exactly. And a little less obvious here, but in the Austera Tarot, these three women are meant to be the three fates. You see the thread in the picture there. Moving away from that a little bit, in the Stretch Tarot, we just see one woman who is weaving fate on her spinning wheel, and seems to be weaving coins, so it's emphasizing the luck aspect. And then in the Dreaming Way, I really like this one. It's this angelic figure, let's say that's Lady Fate, same as this was Lady Fate, or Lady Luck. But her spinning wheel, the thread is getting quite entangled here, and she's trying to work it out. And there's lots that my intuition can do with this, like don't bother trying to untangle fate, it's set in motion. Other things occur to me too in a reading when I kind of look at this. So I enjoyed that one. Then we get to the Fifth Spirit Tarot, and we actually see the seasons, or the elements I should say, not the seasons. Seasons I prefer. But we do see the elements in the four corners of the card, and this could be Lady Luck again, as we've seen before. And I like that. Going along with that kind of vibe, the Alchemist Tarot. Oh, that's the World card. I pulled the wrong card. Excuse me. Forget that one. I guess I wanted to see those elements in the four corners so much I pulled the wrong card. Okay. But the Modern Spellcasters has a nice seasonal connection in the four corners, which is the thing that I really am looking for. And it's got the signs of the zodiac on the wheel. So in this case, I can forgive the animals because they're not the main aspect for me. I really zone in on these seasons and the astrological wheel here. And I don't really have a favorite because none of the decks that I own right now, I've seen better decks, or better depictions in other decks where you really see the seasons in the four corners and it really knocks you in the eye. But in the Numinous Tarot, I think they do a really good job of, it's very colorful, it's very vibrant. We don't have any Lady Luck going on. We have the four elements. Their suits are different here. We have bells, candles, books, and I guess they're just jars. But for the four suits or four elements. But if you look closely at the wheel here, we see the seasons. We've got fall here, then the bare branches, winter, some spring blossoms, and then full flowering in the summer. So, you know, for a card that sort of nails everything, for the most part, that I'm looking for, I would give this one as my favorite. So that's it for the Wheel of Fortune. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.